Hey there, everybody from culinary class. So, you found yourself quarantined or a distance learning student in culinary. Now what? Let's go together and kind of see what we got to do each day to make it through either being quarantined for 10 days for class or maybe being a distance learner for the rest of the year. So, where to start? Well, first off, let's check out our Schoology page. Each day or each week, you should be familiar with our calendar. So this week, for example, we have class Tuesday through Thursday. And you can see here we're doing pasta dough, making pasta sauce, rolling out the pasta, and eating and enjoying. We have 40-minute classes, so each week that's kind of what we're going to be up to. From there, I always know that I can scroll through and check out the daily slides as well, where you can find things like demos and recipes and all of that. But what does all this mean? Does this mean that I'm at home making homemade pasta, homemade dough, all by myself? What? What if I don't have these ingredients? What if I'm quarantined? What do I do? Well, right up here, you'll find a weekly checklist for distance or quarantine students. Information. Aha. Let's read. Okay, with many students quarantined or working online, we created a weekly checklist to guide you through culinary class each week if you are working from home. Okay, the first is daily attendance. How do I take attendance if I now find myself as an online learner or quarantined? Well, you are going to be completing each day this Google form. It says instead of daily Google Meets, fill out this Google form daily. So that means each day you're gone or each day you're at home within the first 15 minutes of class for attendance. You'll find that the Google link is here for Ambrosius and right here for Fredericks. You can also find that Google link each day right up here at the top of our Schoology page. Then you'll see it says instead of daily Google Meets, fill out this Google form within the first 15 minutes of class. Okay, so today is the 7th, and then it says, I plan to work on the following today for culinary class. Being at home, working from home, you have a lot of responsibilities. Read through this list and think about and check maybe one or more than one of those things that I'm going to be doing in a day. Maybe you're watching the preview videos, reviewing slides, working on your brainstorm lab option sheet, organizing your cooking materials. Maybe you're cooking. Maybe you're completing a distance lab form. Maybe we have a special assignment in culinary that was talked about on the lab form. Maybe you have to do that. Maybe you're previewing calendars, communicating with your teacher, emailing questions, and maybe you've completed everything. Otherwise, there's an other tab. There's also a question at the bottom, and then hit submit. Okay, so that's your attendance for the day. Now I'm going back to the checklist. Okay, each day I do attendance. Okay, I even suggest bookmarking it for easy access. Okay, from there, weekly class overview video. At the beginning of the week, watch this video as a summary of what's happening in class. Okay, so if you head back to Schoology to our opening slide, each week I create a video that talks about what we're doing in class that week and maybe how you can tailor it or twist it to what you're doing at home. Okay, so be sure to watch that video at the beginning of the week for more instructions. Then we talked about already reviewing weekly and daily slides on Schoology, checking for any individual assignments like napkin folding or maybe a hot dish worksheet or something like that. Any assignments should be submitted by the end of the week unless otherwise specified. Okay, so the week that something is assigned is the week that it is due. Now, let's get to cooking, okay? First things first, this week, it's kind of like pasta week, pasta sauce week. If you wanted to at home cook along and create those same recipes with us, you absolutely could. They are listed on the daily slides a lot of times. So if I click over to the daily slides, I can see these are actually our class recipes. This is our demo that we're doing. So you would be welcome to do that same thing. But honestly, we understand, Miss Fredericks and I, that sometimes you need more options. Sometimes if your family is quarantined, you're not going to the grocery store. You kind of have what's in your house to work with. So now is what all great chefs do. They brainstorm, they work with what they have. So with this, at the beginning of the week, you will submit to your teacher via email the brainstorm lab options worksheet. So it says, directions, reflecting on this week's culinary theme or concept, research 3 different recipes that would fit into the weekly theme. So for example, let's say one week our theme was cookies. And in class, we were making chocolate chip cookies, okay? But you didn't have chocolate chips at your house. Well, what the heck? I can't make cookies. Well, let's research some other ideas. Maybe I would do a snickerdoodle. Maybe I would do a peanut butter. Maybe I would do a gingerbread. Discuss your top 3 ideas with your family and pick the one that fits best into your family's schedule, your available foods, and your taste preferences. So down in the space below, you can see you will link the recipe that you will choose. And then at the bottom, you'll tell us maybe which one you'd like to make. Submitting this to your teacher by email counts for lab points for the week. So you could see on our schedule, we were cooking 4 days. That doesn't mean you have to cook 4 times at home. By submitting this worksheet, that counts for some of those points, and then your cooking at home counts for those other points, okay? So let's say it's cookie week, and I decide to make snickerdoodle cookies. Okay, I'm gonna do snickerdoodles. I'm going to be brainstorming. Maybe each day I'm organizing my cooking materials. I'm doing my brainstorm sheet. Oh, now I'm on to cooking. Okay. Maybe I choose one of those days during the week that I need to cook. How do I do that? Cooking should be completed and the lab form should be submitted by email by Sunday evening of the week that it is due. Meaning during that week, if it's cookie week, by Sunday evening, your lab form is due. You should also, with that, be filling out this distance lab form worksheet, okay? And it's mainly talks about the pictures. It says a minimum of 5 photos. So you'll read through this, include your 5 photos. You must be in one of the photos and you must food style one of the photos. So take note of that. And then it asks for a couple comments down below, okay? Then you submit that to your teacher by email and you're good to go. Okay, so if you find yourself distant or absent, you each week must complete 1 brainstorm lab option worksheet and 1 cooking at home distance learning lab sheet. Okay, 1 brainstorm, 1 distance lab form. So in essence, if you are a distance or quarantine learner, you cook once at home. Okay, keep in mind, we are a culinary arts class, okay? So we want to choose a recipe that involves some steps, maybe chopping an onion, sauteing some veggies. Think about all of these things that we do in class and think about, is it a recipe that, would involve some steps, some complexity to it? It shouldn't be a recipe that comes from a box or is something that should take like less than 15 minutes to make, okay? Because keep in mind, in class, we are working 4 to 5 hours towards a cooking goal. Not to say you have to work 4 to 5 hours at home, but it should be something that at least you are finding yourself in the kitchen kind of making up. Be sure to communicate with your family. These are some final notes about what are the best days to cook and maybe what to cook. Maybe you take over the role of making dinner for your family one night. Okay. Remember too, you are not required to cook alone. If you are quarantined with other people in your family, or if you are working from home and maybe you have a friend come over, you are not required to cook from home. In fact, here in class, we cook with 3 or 4 other people. So please invite people into the kitchen to cook with you. Play some music, have some fun, choose recipes that you're excited to make. And I can't wait to see the photos of them too. Okay, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to myself or Miss Fredericks at any time, and we can kind of guide you through this as well. Okay, happy cooking at home. Talk to you later. Bye.